Hey Matt, Ben, America's Baseball Camps, just touching base, watching your swings a little bit from the President's Day camp, and just wanted to go over a couple things that I see to help you with your swing, and appreciate you coming down to Arizona. Hopefully you have a great season, and just wanted to put out a little bit of feedback here from a video analysis standpoint. So let's go ahead and get started here. In regards to your stance is great. I like the where your feet are. I like where your knees are. Your hands in a good launch position. Everything from a standpoint looks good. Nice and strong. Good athlete. Everything looks really good. So let's go ahead and back it up here to the first swing just so we have a little bit of a basis to start with. So once we're done with our stance, which I wouldn't really change a lot of stuff, let's go into what's called our stride foot. And one of the biggies I see right away is watch that front foot. You'll notice right when I step, we're transferred our weight already, so there's two things that I notice. One is the knee is bent, and two, that front foot is open. Make sure when you land foot that your hips and head are done going forward. So land foot's going to be right about here, okay? And you'll notice how much your weight is already forward, and you've kind of pushed off that back side, and you've drifted kind of forward to the front side. So we don't want to do that yet. And what we want to do is you can take all the weight you want and transfer all the weight you want, but once your front foot hits, you're done going forward, and now you need to rotate into the front side. So that front foot landed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a line, I'm going to draw this on your front hip, and I'm going to draw it on your head. And you'll notice as I go through here, you want to make sure that you rotate right into the baseball. And I think what happens is we need to do a little bit better job at this point of our land foot to be more closed. See how that front hip opens up? And that front leg just kind of is open. What's going to happen is that it exposes your front side, makes the ball away, takes away power, and doesn't engage your lower half as much. So at this point of your swing, what I suggest is this heel should actually be on this side of your leg, and you want that heel to actually be facing the dugout kind of over in this direction. And that's going to keep your knee from not being bent, and it's going to just keep you back a little bit instead of kind of getting a little bit more forward and drifting. You can see kind of that back leg really locks out. You want to keep that flex in that back leg. You can see that your hips kind of transfer and that back knee is already kind of locked out. And you want to keep that kind of bent and flexed as you go through your swing, and that's just going to help you be more consistent and be a much more hitter, or a better hitter, more kind of be able to hit both sides of the field and be a little bit stronger to the opposite field as well. At contact, you did make some good corrections there at contact where you were a little bit open and you came back together nice. If I focus from the ground to your head, you have from the dirt up, perfect position in regards to your body, has a nice line to it. Nice angle here, firm front side. Again, the timing has to be on, because if your timing's not, you'd keep coming forward. But if you stayed back just a hair more, you can see you kind of got jammed a little bit. You can get a little bit more extension if you stay back just a hair more. Keeping that front side, you can see at the end, kind of don't get ourselves kind of finish forward, and that's okay, just to really hold our finish and hold our landing here. So let's go into our next swing here. Again, watch this back knee. You can see it's kind of turned out a little bit. Would like to see that weight more inside of our feet so you can kind of get that knee to be more here. And when you focus on that stride foot, you can see that stride foot begins to open up on you, and we push off that backside, a little bit of a drift. You can see that foot, and that again, that's a good position right there at contact. But watch that front side, make sure it doesn't leak on you, and make sure you keep that weight back and keep that head back to get yourself released. Another thing I do see as you're getting here that you really need to work on, as you get going, you'll see that your hands stay back, but your bottom arm gets really locked. You can kind of see here that this arm gets kind of locked out too soon, and on faster pitching, we're not going to be able to do that. So you can see, make sure when you're going in for contact that you keep that little bit of bend in that arm right here, and that's going to keep you short of the ball. You kind of want to be short to the ball and then stay long through the ball. But if I get firm or if I get locked out too early on that arm, It's going to make me get jammed and make that ball travel too deep. And again, on slower pitching, you're going to get away with that. But as the pitchers get more advanced and you go up the ladder, you won't be able to do that as much. So just something to be aware of to really stay short. And what I would do is just work on maybe some one-hand drills or just a bottom-hand drill where you can kind of keep a good angle in this arm and just have it rest on your shoulder, and then just make sure that it gets extended out in front of your body at contact, compared to getting extension right there where it's too early, and that's going to make us cast a little bit. So that's a biggie and something to keep an eye on, because everything else looks in pretty good shape. Nice and strong, compact. You've got to be a little shorter to the ball. But all in all, I like your finish, nice and flat. You do kind of come forward at the end, and that's okay. Just something to be aware of to stay back. But all in all, lots of opportunity and potential, and keep up the good work. But hopefully those couple tweaks might give you something to work on, and wish you guys the best this season, and hope to see you back next year.